Good morning, you guys. So I was just on the New York Post, or I should say, I was fed something from the New York Post about Oprah Winfrey. And there was a report that the Harris campaign had paid her $1 million to, to appear at the campaign on behalf of Harris. And so that sounded kind of, I want to say, scandalous because I mean, the idea that Oprah needed to be paid and to be paid such a huge sum in order to appear in this doomed presidential campaign of Vice President Harris seemed a little bit salacious. Although I can imagine people like when Amber Rose, Kanye West's ex-girlfriend, appeared on behalf of Donald Trump, and she was heavily criticized by the Biden team. I've heard. I didn't hear the criticism, but I heard that she was criticized. I don't think she did that for free. I'm sure that these celebrities are very busy. They're business people. They're in this for the money. This is a capitalist country, right? American capitalism at its finest. And so it would surprise me that any of these people would give up their time for free, even though they are supporters of the Harris campaign, because, the Harris campaign obviously has very deep pockets, as do all presidential campaigns in the United States. It's not like places like France where, there's a limit as to how much money you can actually accept, if any, to campaign for president. In America, it seems like the sky's the limit. The more you can raise, the better it is. Billions and billions of dollars. So paying someone $1 million is really nothing. Um, but it says here that Vice President Kamala Harris, according to New York Post, paid Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions $1 million. Just one example of millions the campaign spent on various entertainers during the vice president's failed bid for president. And she had people like Beyonce. She had people like Cardi B, and she had people like Taylor Swift, and all of these, Jennifer Lopez. How much did she pay them? So it says here the Harris campaign paid $1 million to Oprah Winfrey's company on October 15th, according to a report in the Washington Examiner, coming after a star-studded town hall that Winfrey hosted for the vice president in September. So that's pretty specific. Would the Washington Examiner just barefaced lie about something like that? Look, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as Trump would say, it's all fake news these days. And so if it's fake, it means it's a lie. And so, I don't really know. I mean, but to be so specific and say that, it was on October 15th that $1 million was paid and it's all a lie would be pretty barefaced, right? It's almost defamatory. It's like, will Oprah now sue the Washington Examiner? I mean, even though she's a public figure and all, I mean, I don't know. It says here, Winfrey also appeared at Harris's failed rally in Philadelphia on the eve of Election Day, with the talk show star offering a rare endorsement of a presidential candidate. She says here, we're voting for values and integrity, Winfrey said at the rally. We're voting for healing over hate. But Winfrey wasn't the only star the Harris campaign spent big money on, with the Washington Examiner report also revealing that the campaign spent big on the Call Her Daddy podcast. A source familiar with the matter told the Washington Examiner that the Harris campaign spent six figures on building a set for Harris's appearance on the popular Call Her Daddy podcast with host Alex Cooper. The interview came out in October and was reportedly filmed in a hotel room in Washington, D.C. Okay, don't tell anybody. I don't really know these podcasts and these people, okay? I'm not a political expert by any means. You know what I am? I'm more of an analyst, of a general analyst. I'm generally analytical. It doesn't have to be within the context of politics. So, I don't know all these little nitty gritty podcasts and characters and so on. I just know what makes sense and what just doesn't make sense. Harris's campaign at this time did not make sense. It just didn't make sense. The timing was dead wrong. It doesn't matter how the economy was doing, whether it was good or bad. It doesn't matter what interest rates were doing, inflation. Nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. It's just wrong timing for this particular candidate going up against a populist candidate like Donald Trump. I mean, the blind, deaf, dumb, mute could see this. So the fact that these experts and pundits and Kamala herself and Nancy Pelosi and all of these people and Joe Biden couldn't see it, to me is really, it's just I mean, I'm bewildered. I am flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. This was not the year for a Harris. She's experimental. She goes against the archetype. The candidate on the other side is way too strong. Look at what he has overcome to still be the front runner, to still be the nominee, to still have the support he has. How in the name of God, what on earth are you thinking about when you put him up against this particular candidate with these particular characteristics? And you don't want to play identity politics. I'm not telling you to play identity politics. I'm just telling you to do things that make sense and don't do things that don't make sense when the stake is this high, right? That all said, was Oprah paid $1 million? I mean, I don't know. If she was, it would be a little bit scandalous, not a lot scandalous. She's a businesswoman. She lives in a capitalist country, right? Money talks and BS walks, right? You want her time? Her time is money, right? She is a CEO. She's a businesswoman. She runs a corporation. If she got paid $1 million, it's not even a lot of money for the Harris campaign, which raised more than $1 billion. Correct me if I'm wrong. So $1 million is like a joke, right? It's like 5 cents, in my bank account, right? So I don't really mind, but it does kind of look a little bit like, I don't know, kind of, I don't know, kind of a little something to it, a little veneer of something like, yeah, you're yet to be paid, relatively a lot of money from where I am. I mean, $1 million, I've never touched $1 million, okay? Chances are I never will. Not this time around, right? So, it's kind of like, it's a little something, but it's, this is America. I mean, this is America, right? It's all about money. Donald Trump pays his people too, from Amber Rose to whomever else, because I really didn't follow the campaigns that closely, believe it or not. I just knew that Harris was the wrong choice. This is where you come to me. When they start picking candidates, just come to me and I'll tell you right away, because I just know. I just can tell, right? But as far as whether Oprah got all this money, I don't really know. Oprah, to her credit, has denied that she received this money, and I don't think Oprah would lie about that. I mean, do you? I mean, look, everybody's capable of lying. I mean, even Oprah, I'm sure she's not God, but she said, that I was paid nothing ever. That's a strong denial. That's a strong denial. And if she's lying, then it's like a scandal. Then it's scandal. It's a scandal if she's lying. Okay. Just be silent. Just don't say anything rather than lie about something like this, which can easily be disproven if in fact she's lying. I don't think she's lying. I think she got nothing, like she said. Anyway, guys, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Leave your comments and tell me what you think about this. Does it even matter if she got $1 million or $2 or $1 billion? Does it matter? Does it mean anything? Is she a bad person? Is she a good person? So what, right? That's sort of my position on this. I mean, so what if she got money? I'm sure that everybody else in the Trump campaign who appeared on his behalf to say whatever they said also got paid, right? They got paid. Donald Trump is getting paid. His everybody who worked for him in his campaign, all of them are getting paid. They make millions and millions of dollars to run his campaign. His campaign managers and stuff. There was some kind of scandal about that as well, where they were using certain people with their advertisements or whatever, and there was this big scandal and people were quitting, on the eve of the election and so on and so forth. So, the whole thing is like stuff I don't really understand. I'm not privy to it. I'm not following it. And it's hard stuff. You know how you want to live a soft life so you avoid certain things, but then you get drawn in anyway to it. Like politics is hard. You can't live a soft life and follow politics, because as you talk, you can feel your face contorting and your heart racing and yada, yada, yada. And it doesn't bring out the softness in your life. And so you tend to try to avoid it. But there comes a point where if Trump is going to be president, you can't avoid this. You can't avoid this. You've got to get in on and just, go with this, because you just like buckle up, put on your seatbelt, this is going to be something else for the next 4 years, right? And you just want to be there on the cutting edge. You want to be on the cutting edge. I digress. I digress. Oh my God, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Oprah, you guys. Did she get $1 million to tell us to vote for Kamala? Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I mean, look, I feel bad. I feel bad. Kamala lost. I mean, look, I have ups and downs. I'm upset with Kamala. I'm upset with Biden. I'm upset with Nancy Pelosi. I'm upset with this. I'm upset with that. And then the other day, I'm like, oh, I feel bad. Um, and in a way, I admire the fact that she didn't run the way I would have just run. Like, there's no way I'm putting myself and everybody else behind me in this position because we can't win this year. That would have been me. But is that valiant? Is it brave? Is it good? No, I mean, it's weak, and it's just like, freaking weak. So she took a risk and she lost, and so now we're all FUCK'd. So what? We're all FUCK'd. We're FUCK'd anyway. We're FUCK'd anyway. So it's kind of like, I'm just like, I feel bad. I feel bad. What can I say? And she paid all these people and some of these celebrities. I mean, honestly though, why would she have? I mean, some of these celebrities, I'm just like, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? I mean, what do you think the American electorate is, Kamala, that you're going to think that by bringing these types of people before us, that somehow that's going to convince us to vote for you? Are you kidding me? What you needed to do was don't smile. Don't smile. Just look like a Terminator. Smile once in a while, but look like a Terminator. But then they would have said you look like a Terminator, like you're angry black woman, so you come up happy black woman. Big mistake. You have to find a happy medium, Kamala. You can't be smiling like this. Don't smile. Don't giggle. Don't giggle. I can giggle. I can smile. I can laugh. I'm not running for president. No one even listens to me over here. I got 2 people on my YouTube channel. I can say whatever I want. I can giggle all I want, right? At the top of my lungs, I cackle. I'm happy. But I'm not running for president. I'm trying to run out this thing. It's like 3 more minutes of talking. I'm ad-libbing, you guys. But I'm just saying that this happy, smiling joy campaign was a big mistake. You can't do that. You're already against the archetype. You have to surpass all of their expectations by like 2,000%, right? You have to be like an Angela Merkel, Christine Lagarde, what do you call that woman over in Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher type of a woman, even Condoleezza Rice. Just mix all of that up together and be that woman. Okay, you want to be yourself, then you can't be in politics. You have to adopt a persona and be like tough and serious, but command respect, not hate at the same time. You don't want them to hate you. Men are complicated. They're really complicated when it comes to politics, right? So you have to strike the right balance. I mean, in France, there has never been a woman president. They run for president every term. They can't get elected because the men, they abuse them. As soon as they start running, they go in for the attack because they want to push the woman to the wall to see if she cries, to see if she breaks. That's what they're doing. And guess what? Every one of them break. None of them can really go the distance with these men. Because when it comes to being president and being the leader of big countries like this, it's a man's game. It's a man's game. And you go in there talking about you smiling, you're crazy, girl. You're crazy. You can't smile. I heard them talking about Kamala on the radio in French. I was on the bus the other day, and it was bad. It was bad. I mean, at some points, I even found myself laughing because it was so bad. And the guy was speaking in French with this heavy French accent. And you can tell that he's just a male chauvinist, you know what? But it was just so funny. And he goes, she's totalement nulle. She's totalement nulle, And that's what they say. They even say that about me. You're totally null. You're an idiot. Right? Elle rigole et tout, c'est tout. Elle rigole. It was like, it means you laugh and that's all. You can't laugh. Even, look, they judge me for laughing. Even just as an English teacher, you can't laugh. You can't laugh. You can't smile. It was too much, Kamala. Listen, I said too much. This was all about Oprah. Okay, I'm trying to run out the clock. I still have another minute. I'm talking about Oprah. Did Oprah take $1 billion? You know what? I hope Oprah took $1 billion. Now I'm going to be totally rogue and badass. Take the money and run, Oprah. Okay? Take the money and run. I hope you got your $1 million out of this, right? I hope you got your $1 million out of this because they're going to believe you did anyway. So take the $1,000,000 and buy yourself a pair of diamond earrings. I have no objections, Oprah. Okay? I have no objections. Because you know why, Oprah? It doesn't even matter. And at the end of all of this, guess what? In 100 years, none of us is even here. It's like we were never even here. It's like we were never even here. Maybe even 50 years. In 50 years, well, I would say more like 100 years from now. Maybe 150 years. Nobody who's here right now is going to be here. Nobody. It don't matter. It don't matter, you guys. Anyway, listen. That's all for... That's all for this one, you guys. If I told you guys what I'm going through in my own situation right now, you'd die laughing. But actually, it's not funny. Listen, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.